Hey, Mike?
Yes, Shabbat Shalom.
I guess we're the only two people here so far. I'm not sure. Where's Jim? Not
I
sure.
see an empty seat where I see Jim's empty chair. Oh, Mark Cohen.
I'm not getting any other.
Norman, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I see some Cohens.
Hi, Michael.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I have a question. For
Yes.
Torah reading, are people just reading out of the Chumash?
I'm just reading out of the Chumash. Those were the instructions from Susan.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something I could probably.
I could probably do that too.
Right. So that's why, yeah, I think that's very easy.
Yeah. No. It's. There's an empty chair. I see. Okay. Hi, Mark.
How are you, Norman? Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Good. Shabbat Shalom. And
Where like this is being recorded.
Is that right?
I'm looking in my upper left-hand corner and it says recording live on YouTube.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So
Thanks for letting me know. I didn't even notice that.
I just looked and that's what it says. So I'm wondering if this is maybe being streamed somewhere also.
Yeah. That's one thing about me and computers. I don't look at everything in the field.
yeah, that's true for me too.
Look up there and see what it said. I just look at like what's in the center, and I know there's a lot of important information.
Oh, I see what it says. You have an option. I think it says view stream on YouTube.
Okay, I don't see an option on my.
So if you click on the little caret where it says live on YouTube, a
Yes.
little menu comes down and then
I
it
see.
says view stream on YouTube. So I guess it's a different way to.
And do we have that option, or is it only the Zoom leader or the moderator, or the host? Is it only?
Yeah, I guess that's a good
Yeah.
question. I don't know
Yeah.
the answer to that. So I do notice that there's a phone there. So Michael, are you talking from your phone or computer?
I'm talking on the computer, no phone.
What about you, Norman?
Somebody else.
That's
I'm on-
somebody else.
iPad.
Okay, so that must be,
Somebody else.
yeah,
Somebody else. It's 1464, whoever that is.
yeah. So why don't you identify yourself, whoever's on the phone? I'm guessing that's Jim Morgan then.
No, wouldn't Jim Morgan be in his chair up there?
No, you have an option on Zoom where you
Oh.
can either join the audio by
Right.
way of the computer, or you can call in.
No, okay. Okay.
True.
There's
But
Steve.
yeah,
How are you, buddy?
What we got now?
Steve Atlas. Good Shabbos.
Not seeing him yet.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Are you on, Steve, are you on video? Or just audio? 'Cause I don't
Norman,
see-
the reason you don't see him is that in the upper right-hand corner, there's
Yeah.
something that says speaker view, okay?
Okay.
And there's something, if you hit gallery view, you'll be able to see everybody who has their video camera on.
It's funny. I only see speaker view. I don't see an option for,
Yeah, go on the top
view option. Let's see.
and just, so you'll see a bunch of little squares, Michael.
Right. Gallery view. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Should we not?
I don't see the I mean, I have an older iPad. I don't know. I can switch to active speaker. That's what
You're on
That's-
active speaker, so you're only going to see the person who's talking.
no, but I can see Mark, I can see myself.
Oh, maybe it's that, it might be the case that your screen only will consume so many squares at a time.
Oh, yeah, that seems likely. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, Steve isn't there for me. And where's Jim? We got an empty chair there.
I'm assuming he's already signed in.
Oh, he's
Uh,
there. I've got a little box called Jim Morgan.
Yeah, so he's signed in, or alternatively, he set the Zoom up so he got it going and he's not planning to join for a while. That's another
I see.
option.
Mark, do you know why, Mark, on Jim's square,
Yeah,
his name, and I see a microphone that's X'd out.
Crossed
Yeah.
out.
what that means, and this is what happens on Zoom. If you move your cursor to the lower right-hand corner, you're going to see something down there where it says like stop video or mute. And usually on these Zoom calls, if you click, like watch what happens when I'm going to click mute.
Right. So we
And
don't,
I'm going to unmute. So
yeah,
what
you're
Jim,
muted.
all Jim has done is he's got the meeting going. He set up his unmute.
Got it.
Okay. You can also stop your video like Norman just did.
Yes.
Now he's back, and it'll just say his name.
Right, I was trying, see, I'm not on a computer, I'm on an iPad, so I don't have a cursor.
Oh, I see.
So I'm trying to figure out whether I can do some of these things by touching.
I see.
Yeah.
Let me get a yarmulke.
Mm. Okay,
So I don't know if you guys can,
How's everybody doing?
I don't know if you guys can see this yarmulke.
Yes.
But
is
this is it says for the bat mitzvah of Ilana Amrani Cohen, January 19th, 2019.
There you go.
hi there, Steve, what do you know? Okay,
Now do you
Okay.
see, Steve?
yeah. That's because he was talking, so I got this active thing, but I only have 4 squares at the bottom. Steve is
Well, that
smart.
means, Steve, you have to keep talking if you want everyone to hear you.
Yeah, right, yeah, you need to be an exhibitionist. So if I hold this down, I've got, in the lower right-hand corner, I get a number of participants, share,
Right.
skip video, mute, don't know.
Yeah, so there are 6 participants. I mean, there's another thing, Norman, if you guys
Yeah.
go to the bottom, do you see where it says chat?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if you click on that, okay,
Yeah,
a little box will come up and you have the right during the Zoom to send messages. And where it says like to, it'll tell you exactly if you want to send a private message to somebody.
yeah,
Like if I wanted to send a message to Norman, you're
Yeah.
singing a little flat, pick up the, then I could do that privately without insulting you and breaking Jewish law.
Yeah. Actually, Jim and I, in the past couple of times, we've just communicated on our iPhones, texting.
Oh, yeah,
So-
but this is a better feature because you can,
Right. I
you go
see
right
that.
to it.
You have a choice of everyone or anyone who's in the group, right?
Oh, if I press chat, okay, I just press chat.
And then you see where there's a little drop-down menu where you can tell it to one person, like, I'm going to send you a message right now, Norman.
Yeah, oh gosh. But I don't,
There, I just sent you a message.
oh, I see. Okay, I get it.
And then it says
Mark.
yeah,
But the mystery telephone 6464 is not on that drop-down list.
You love my new look?
yeah,
Oh,
it is. Hold
Mark
on.
loves my new look.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Under
Just-
what?
send me
Uh,
that message.
If you go under
It must be-
everyone,
It must
Right.
be somebody from out of town because it's a 646 number.
no, that's New York.
That's
You're
New York.
absolutely right. The messaging, you're right, Michael. That's
Yeah.
because the messaging is only. Who
So
was
we
that?
can't send a text saying, who is that
Right.
next person, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Who is on the telephone?
right.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
who's that?
My name is Gail Silverman. I'm an alum. I'm calling from New York.
Wonderful, Gail. So nice to have you join us.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Ben
Could you
Siegel's
say
getting
your
on
name
right
again,
now.
please? I didn't hear it.
Gail Silverman.
Gail
Gail
Silverman.
Silverman. Okay, thank you.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. This is Norma.
I
Hello,
know
Norma.
Hope
Norma's gonna-
everybody's well.
Norma's doing Psuke de Zimra, so it's important that she be here.
Harriet?
Well, then I'll stay.
Okay, Norma, otherwise we'd kick you right out.
Right.
We'd send you a private message saying, why are you here?
No, you
Shabbat
can say
Shalom,
what you-
Harriet.
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, how are you? Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Oh, you
shalom.
are on, I thought you weren't going to be on video, Harriet. There you are. All right.
No, I'm
Um,
on video.
Okay,
We're
good.
happy to see you on video, Harriet.
Wonderful. Listen, since neither Michael and Mark and Ilana have not been with us before, let me just say, one of the things we learned was that unison singing is almost impossible. It sounds awful, but synchronization is terrible. So except for situations like where there's responsive, like amen, or it worked pretty well. I did Ashrei, I think last week, and I just paused after my verse, and then the other people can do it. You need to pause if you're expecting a response. And if somebody is leading a song, even if it's something that you like to sing along with, like whatever, it doesn't work.
So here's what you do, Norman.
Yeah.
Here's what you do.
Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
The person leading services has their microphone on. The rest of us, if you go on mute, you can sing along.
Right.
And no one else will hear you. So you just click on everyone.
What's
You
happening?
know how to put the mute on?
Oh, did you put the mute on? What? What's happening? Anyway, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Norman.
Yes.
Anyone
All right.
who's on mute will have a little red microphone.
Right.
But since
Understood.
Norman's voice is so good, he should stay on the whole time.
Well, he
No,
should
no,
stay
not
on.
if somebody else is leading. No, thank you very much for the compliment, but that's, it's just as bad having me sing along as
I
anybody else.
see. I see.
It's not the pitches. It's not that
You
we're
have
not
not
singing.
entered any numbers. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by
What?
pound.
It's the synchronization.
Got it.
Yeah,
Um,
Zoom hasn't quite understood what davening is all about, so
1,
we
5,
have to adapt.
yeah.
7, 9, 9. This meeting ID does not exist. Please
What davening is all about, so.
Who's doing that? I wonder who. Okay.
I think it was Ben, and he was kind enough to mute himself, so we don't hear it now.
Okay. Good. Wonderful. So it's not quite
enter
10.
your meeting ID followed by pound.
Oh.
We don't know who that is.
Nope.
Harriet, are you on?
I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. You're fine. Nice to
Okay.
see you also this time.
Yes. You'll see me part of the
Enter
time.
your participant ID.
Whose is that?
So-
Otherwise, just press pound to continue.
Okay, so it's the 617-262-0478.
Oh, that's me. But I'm here. I'm not doing that.
Someone's phone is talking. Is that right, Mark?
Yes. Now somebody's playing a radio.
Maybe it's
No,
another.
I mean,
phone
that's how I
person
got
who's
in
logged
originally.
on.
I don't know why she's still doing that, whoever she is. Well, she stopped, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have a minion yet?
Yes.
Well, I know, I don't,
We have,
we do.
Yeah, we have
We don't
10.
need a minion for a while. We
no,
don't
but
need-
Jim Morgan isn't here yet, so we don't have a minion, but we can start Psuke de Zimra.
Well, yeah, at 10. I'm gonna get I don't have my Siddur. I'm gonna go get it.
Oh, it's at 10?
Yeah, at
Yes.
10.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
10.
if it's at 10,
There's
then
Rabbi Jim.
I have time, a little time to eat something. Okay.
Has anyone noticed that COVID sounds a lot like kavod in Yiddish? Kavod?
Love it.
Call that COVID.
That's why it's nailing.
Call
down
it COVID,
Orthodox
right.
communities.
Yeah, interesting. I don't think it's a sign from above, however.
No.
Morning, everyone.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Nice to
Hi,
see you.
Jim.
Finally.
So I have a question for the people who are on the Zoom with the video.
Yeah.
If you don't have a current prayer book, the Lev Shalem, I downloaded it onto my computer, and I can. I hope that I may have downloaded it to the wrong computer, but anyway. But I can, if people need it, I can put it up on the screen so that people can see right on the screen. Hi, Ilana.
Hi, Susan.
Hi,
Hi,
Susan.
Susan.
Hi, everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Hi.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
So just if anyone is davening without a prayer book and would like to see it on the screen, please feel free to let me know, and I will try to make that happen.
If it's easy, that would be good for me.
Great. Okay. Let me do it. I'll be right back. So just ignore me while I'm playing with my computer, and everyone else you can get started when he gets started.
Are we on YouTube?
We're on YouTube. Yes, we are indeed.
Oh, me for other people to watch us? I mean, stranger?
Right. For people who basically we have people in our building who are so confused by the idea of Zoom with all the and calling and stuff like this, that it's easier for their aides just to put it on the screen, and then people can follow it. That's the other reason to put the Sidor on the screen also.
Who are the two people who are showing up just as phone numbers?
Those are
Norma.
people who are calling on the phone. That's the only way they're
I'm
in.
just wondering who they are. Hi, Norma.
Norma is one. I can't. My internet reception at home is bad, so when I Zoom with photos with pictures, it's a mess. So I'm just doing telephone.
Another person who called in who said she was an alum and is in New York is Gail Silverman, but I don't. Yeah, I guess she's just on phone.
That's fine.
So do you want me to start?
Yes, that'd be great.
Yes, 10 o'clock. Yeah, go ahead, Norma.
Okay. We will begin on page 101 with Ma Tovu. Ma Tovu, Oholech,
Yes, 10 o'clock. Yeah, go ahead, Norma.
Okay. We will begin on page 101 with Ma Tovu. Wait, what's happening?
Do we want people to mute?
Okay. We will begin on page 101 with Ma Tovu. Wait, what's happening? Wait, something weird is happening.
Getting an echo.
Should people be muting who aren't reading?
It's not just that.
Oh, I mean, I'm talking and then a couple of minutes,
I think it must have to do with the YouTube thing. I think it's a lack of sync between us and the YouTube.
There definitely is. So anyone who's watching on YouTube now should stop.
And we should take us off YouTube. It says here on YouTube.
Yeah.
We don't want to be on YouTube.
That shouldn't be a problem unless someone someone has YouTube open.
This is.
Mine my thing seems to say live on YouTube. How do I get rid of that?
All right, should I just start all over again?
This is Ben. I've got YouTube open and I can't get out of it. So I'm going to leave.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, should I just start all over again?
This is Ben. I've got YouTube open and I can't get out of it. So I'm going to leave.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, should I just start all over again?
Norma, wait.
Yeah.
Gotta
All
solve
right.
this.
Okay. We'll begin on page 101 with Ma Tovu.
How do we get off YouTube?
Oholech Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Va'ani Barov Chastecha Avo Veitecha Eshtachave El Heichal Kadshecha B'yiratecha Adonai Ahavti Ma'on Beitecha Umekom Mishkan Kavodecha Va'ani Eshtachave V'echra'a Evrecha Lifnei Adonai Osi Va'ani Tefilati Lecha Adonai Et Ratzon Elohim Barov Chastecha Aneni Be'emet Yishecha Aneni Be'emet Yishecha. We'll continue on page 999. I'm sorry, on page 99. Elohai Nishama Shenatata B'Tehorahi Elohai Nishama Shenatata B'Tehorahi. And continue silently. Kozman shan shama b'kirbi, ani lefanecha Adonai Elohai v'Elohei avotai v'imatai. Ribon kol hamasim, Adon kol hashamot, Baruch atah Adonai, hamachzir neshamot, lifgari meitim.
Amen.
And continue silently with the last paragraph. Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'chachma v'rabo dekavim dekavim chalolim chalolim. Galui v'yadua lifnei kisei kavodecha she'im yipatach echad mehem o yisaterech bahem v'en efshar lihitkayem u'lamud lefanecha. Baruch atah Adonai rofei kol basar u'masli lasot. Please turn to page 103. And please rise as you are able. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasek v'bina lahavchin ben yom u'ben laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani b'tzalmo.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani bat chorim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei kever.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shesali kol tzorki.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten layav koach.
Amen.
And I'm just going to read the English. May it be your will, our God and God of our ancestors, that you accustom us to study your Torah and cling to your mitzvot. Do not lead us into error or transgression or sin, nor subject us to trials or disgrace. But let the inclination to evil control us and distance us from people who would do us evil and from friends who commit evil. Spur in us the yearning to do good and to act with goodness. Bend our will and our desires to your service. Today and every day may you look upon us, and may all who see us look upon us with eyes filled with kindness, love, and compassion. Act toward us with kindly love. Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim le'amo Yisrael.
Amen.
And we'll
Amen.
continue on page 106. Ashreinu matov chelkenu, umana im gorelenu, mayafa yerushatenu, ashreinu sha'anachnu maskim. V'boker v'yomrim pamayim Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Continue to the bottom of the page silently. Continue on page 107 and read silently to the middle of the page. Rechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And we'll read the next two paragraphs silently. And we'll continue on page 110.
Do we have a
middle
minion?
of the page.
Excuse me, Norma?
Yeah,
Do we have a minion?
Yes,
Then let's.
when I came on, they told me there were already 12.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have a
phenomenal. Then
million.
let's do Kaddish
Got
Rabbanan
14,
on
13.
page 111. Please rise at the table.
is it okay to continue?
Yeah, let's continue with Kaddish Rabbanan on page 111.
Oh,
We have it.
okay. Gadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Ma'adi brachi rutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayei
This is a mourner's cottage. Just say it.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
V'yamadi brachi rutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayeichon u'v'yameichon u'b'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. V'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen.
Amen.
Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalol shemei kudisho
Richu.
la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran b'yalma v'yimru amen.
Amen.
Read the rest. Okay, so we are on page 112.
No, we did the rest.
Keep going.
No, we're not there. That's we're gonna do.
We're on page
some-
120. Page 120.
Right. That's right.
Okay.
Well, that's what we just did.
What?
Do one page 122, Baruch Shema.
Wait a second. Wait.
You didn't finish page 111.
You want to finish page 111?
If you want to do something, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. I'm
Page 11,
I'm
and then we'll do some.
I'm appropriately confused.
Okay. The reason is, let me just say,
Can we take a vote as to
We've
where?
never had a mini at this time of the morning.
Hey, I haven't found my glasses yet.
All right, look, just to tell me where to read.
Start in the middle of page 111.
Finish 111.
Norman confused you when he said it was a mourner's cottage.
oh, you wanted to do both the Kaddish the Rabbanan and the mourner's Kaddish. So Kaddish
That point in the
Okay, whatever. I'll shut up.
Well, I don't want everybody to shut up. I want someone to tell me where to read.
Okay, in the middle, it says Al Yisrael v'al Rabbanan v'al Talmid.
Okay.
You want to
All
start?
Yisrael v'al Rabbanan v'al Talmidehun v'al Kol Talmidehun v'al Kol. I'm not familiar with Kol Mon Dioskiv B'Oraita the Atra Hadain V'di B'Chol Ater V'Ater Yehei Lahon U'Lachon Shlama Rabbah Hinav Hisav Rachamin V'Chayim Arichin Umazona Revicha Ufur Kana Min Kadam Abuhon Di Bishmaya V'Imru Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu b'rachamav yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen.
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 Okay, can we now go to 112, or do you want me to go to 120?
What's on 112?
Sadi Katamar.
No, let's do that. Let's do that later in Pesukei December.
All right, then let's go to page 120.
Right.
Aramimcha Adonai ki dilitani. And continue silently. Oh, nafshi. And near the bottom of the page, Elecha Adonai Ekra, Adonai et Hanan. Elecha Adonai Ekra, El Adonai et Hanan. Shema Adonai v'chaneni, Adonai hey ozer li. Shema Adonai v'chaneni, Adonai hey ozer li. And we continue on page 121.
Did they hear us talking? What?
Well, this is Kaddish again.
This is the mourner's Kaddish. I was wrong, but we don't usually do the Kaddish the Rabbanan. I defer to Jim if that's what he wants to do, but that's not what we usually do, and we've already done a Kaddish. I suggest we go to 122, Baruch Shamar.
Okay.
Let's keep it going.
Please stand as you are able. Baruch Shamar v'hayah olam, Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu.
Baruch Oseh Bereshit. Baruch Omer v'Yoseh. Baruch Gozer Kayim. Baruch Barachem al haaretz. Baruch Merachem al habriot. Baruch B'Shalem Sachar Tov Lireyav. Baruch Hayla Ad V'Kayam Lanetzach. Baruch Podeh Umatzil. Baruch Shemo. And continue silently till the end.
I'm not sure. They're doing a different.
Yachid Chei Ha'olamim, Melech Meshubachim Fo'ar Adei Ad Shemo Hagadol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Melech Mechulal Batish Bachot.
Amen.
And page 127.
L'Mnasech Mizmor LeDavid.
Hashemayim Esaprim Kavodei L'Masei Yadav Magdi Haraki Yom Yom Yabia Omer V'Layla Layla Yichabed Da'at. In the middle of the page, Torah Adonai Tamima, Torah Adonai Tamima, Torah Adonai Tamima, Tamima Meshivat Nafesh, Edud Adonai Mana, Edud Adonai Nemana, Edud Adonai Nemana, Nemana Machkimat Peti, Oy Pekudei Adonai, Yesharim, Yesharim Mesamchei Lev, Oy Pekudei Adonai, Yesharim, Yesharim Mesamchei Lev, Mitzvat Adonai Bara, Mitzvat Adonai Bara, Mitzvat Adonai Bara, Bara Me'irat Einayim, Yirat Adonai Tehora, Yirat Adonai Tehora, Yirat Adonai Tehora, Tehora Omeret La'ad, Oy Miftei Adonai, Emet, Emet Tzadku Yachdav, Oy Miftei Adonai, Emet, Emet Tzadku Yachdav. הנחמדים מזהב, מפזרה, מתוקים יותר, גם דרך בהם, בשמר מקייו, שקיעות מיבין, מנסתרות נקני, גם זידים השח עבדך עיים שלובו. אז אתם וניקיתי מפשע רבי. יהיו לרצון נמרפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי וגואלי. Who can discern one's own errors? Cleanse me of those I am not even conscious, and restrain your servant from willful sins. Let them not rule me. Then shall I be innocent, untainted by grave transgressions. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Page 132. And please rise as you are able. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki l'olam chasto. Hodu l'Elohei Elohim, ki l'olam
chasto.
Hodu l'Adonai Hadanim, ki l'olam chasto. Ve'ni pla'ot gedolot levado, ki l'olam chasto. Le'osei hashamayim bitfuna,
ki l'olam chasto.
Le'roka ha'aretz al hamayim,
ki l'olam chasto.
Le'osei orim gedolim,
ki l'olam chasto.
Et hashemesh l'mamshelet bayom,
ki l'olam chasto.
Et hayareach v'kochavim l'memshalot b'halayla,
ki l'olam chasto.
L'makei Mitzrayim b'vchoreihem,
ki l'olam chasto.
Vayotze Yisrael mitocham,
Ki le'olam chasto.
Yad chazaka uvizro netuya.
Ki le'olam chasto.
The gozer yam suf ligzarim.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Evir Yisrael betocho.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Inni er paro v'chelo b'yam suf.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Lemolich amo bamidbar.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Lemakei malachim gedolim.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Yaharog malachim adirim.
Ki le'olam chasto.
L'sichon melech emori.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Ula'og melech habashan.
Ki le'olam chasto.
V'natan artzam l'nachala.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Nachala liYisrael abdo.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Shebeshifleinu zachar lanu.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Yifrekenu mitzarenu.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Notein lechem lechol basar.
Ki le'olam chasto.
Odu el hashamayim.
Ki le'olam chasto.
We'll continue on page 134. And we can read the English together. I know, Norman, you don't like this translation, but I don't have another one. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. It's good to thank you, Adonai, and sing your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. Singer the lute, pluck the harp, let the sound of the lyre rise up. You gladden me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork. How wonderful are your words, Adonai, how subtle your designs. The arrogant do not understand, the fool does not comprehend this. The wicked flourish like grass, and every evildoer blossoms only to be destroyed forever. But you, Adonai, are exalted for all time. Surely your enemies, Adonai, surely your enemies will perish. All who commit evil will be scattered. As a wild bull raises up its horn, you raised my head high and anointed it with fresh oil. As my enemies gather against me, my gaze remains steady, for my ears listen and hear. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they flourish in our God's courtyards. In old age they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming, Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no flaw. And we'll sing together. Tzadik ata ma'yifra, ke'erez balvanon yizkeh, shetulim b'veit Adonai, b'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu, odinu b'seba. Teshenim Lurananim Yihyu Lahagid Ki Yashar Adonai Suri Velo Avlatabo. And we'll turn to page 136. Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha Od Yehalalucha Selah.
Ashrei Bekachalo, Ashrei Aham Adonai Eloham.
Aromimcha Elohai HaMelech, V'avarcha Shimcha Leolam Va'ed.
V'chol yom avarchecha, v'alila Shimcha Leolam Va'ed.
Gadol Adonai Umhalal Ma'od, V'ligdulato Ein Cheker.
Dor Ma'asecha, U'vuratecha Yagidu.
Adar Kavod Hodecha, V'divrei Niflaotecha Asicha.
Be'ezuzlatecha Yomeru, U'gdulato Asafrena.
Zecher Rav Tucha Yabiyu, V'tzidkatcha Yiranenu.
Anun v'chachma Adonai, Echapanu Gdol Chesed.
Tov Adonai Lakol, V'rachamav Al Kol Ma'asav.
Yoducha Adonai Kol Ma'asecha, B'chasidecha Yibarechucha.
Kavod Malchutcha Yomeru, U'gvuratcha Yedaberu.
להודיע לפני אדם גבורותיו, כבוד אתר מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל העולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים, תוקף לכל הכפופים.
עיני כל אליך יסברו, ואתה נותן להם את אכלם בעיתו.
פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסיד בכל מעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל רב, כל אשר יבררו באמת.
רצון יראיו יעשה, ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו,
את כל הרשעים ישמיד.
תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, ויברך כל בשר שם קדשו לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נשמע אתיה, ונביא עד עולם. Hallelujah.
And we turn to page 146, is that right? 146. Wait a minute.
No, it's 145 or earlier. No.
141?
141. That sounds right. Yep.
Yeah, hallelujah. Okay, page 141. Hallelujah, 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 El Bikacho, hallelujah, hallelujah, Birkia Uzo. Hallelujah, 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 big Vurotav, hallelujah, hallelujah, Karov, good low. Hallelujah, 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 B'tei Kashofar, hallelujah, hallelujah, B'nevel V'chinor, hallelujah, 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 B'tohu Maho, hallelujah, hallelujah, B'minim Ve'ugav, hallelujah, 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 B'tziltzalei Shama, hallelujah, hallelujah, B'tziltzalei Tru'ah, Kol Shama, hallelujah, 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 Kol Shama, Hallelujah, hallelujah, Kol Hashama, Hallelujah, hallelujah. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen v'Amen. Baruch Adonai Mitzion, Shochen Yerushalayim, hallelujah. Baruch Adonai Elohim, Elohei Yisrael, Osei Niflaot Levado, Ubaruch Shem Kavod Leolam v'Yimalei Kavodo, Et Kol Haaretz, Amen v'Amen. Continue.
Amen.
145. Yishmat kol chai tvarech et shimcha Adonai Eloheinu v'ruach kol basar in halam v'yad olam eta'el mibaladecha in lana melech goel Moshiach b'dei matzil m'farnesim rachim b'chol esarav etzukah in lana melech eloata elahei harishonim v'acharimim elahai kol habriyot adam kol ha'toladot amlahu v'ruvet yishpachot Hamanahegel and Moba Chesed Uvriyatel Barachamim, Vadanai Layonim Velo Yishan, Amorori Shinim, Vahame Kitzner Damim, Vahame Siach Yomim, Vahamatira Serim, Vahasamech Nuflim, Fakif Gufufim, Vachalavatcha Nach Nemudim, Ilufinu Malika, Lamu Shanedarino Kaman, Gilo, Satana Shavach, Berachia, Rakiach, Yanina, Yerushalayim. Ein anachnu maspikim lahodot l'cha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Matenu l'vorech et shimcha alachat ve'alaf alfei alafim ribon v'rovot pa'amim v'hatavot sh'asitem matanu v'yimatenu v'yimanu. Were our mouths filled with song as the sea, our tongues to sing endlessly like countless waves, our lips to offer limitless praise like the sky, our eyes to shine like the sun and the moon, our arms to spread heavenward like eagle's wings, and our feet swift as deer, we would still be unable to fully express our gratitude to you, Adonai, our God and God of our ancestors, or to praise your name for even one of the myriad moments of kindness with which you have blessed our ancestors and us. And continue on page 146 to the bottom. Mi yidmelahu mi yishvalahu mi yarach lach ha'el hagadol hagibor v'hanora el elyon konei shamayim va'aretz nahalelcha v'neshabechacha v'nefa'ercha v'nevarech et shem kadshecha ka'amur l'david barchi nafshi et Adonai v'chol karavai et shem kadsho ha'el b'tatsumo tuzecha hagadol b'kvod shemecha hagibor lanetzach v'nhara b'noratecha HaMelech HaYoshev Al Kisei Ram V'Nisa.
Koach.
Yasher koach, everyone.
Yasher koach, yasher
Norma,
koach.
especially.
So
Thank
before
you,
I
thank
start, before I start, did we decide we were just going to have the prayer book on the screen?
Yeah, could we get rid of that?
It would be nice to see people.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine with me. I'm trying to make it possible for people who don't have a prayer book. I think there might be a way for me to have both people and prayer book, but I don't know that I can figure it out this minute. So I will stop the share.
I have people and prayer book.
Yeah, I think it's a setting for the person who is watching rather than for you.
No.
No,
I have.
Susan,
It's
Susan,
called,
let me just
called,
say one thing. Yeah,
participant.
let me just say one thing.
Let's just
Listen to Mark.
one person at a time.
Mark.
All I wanted to say that there is a way to both see people and the prayer book if we want to do that. There's a view, it's called gallery view. And if you move your cursor up to the top of the screen where it says speaker view, you can do it that way. But whatever people are comfortable with. The only thing I wanted to say is that for the person who's leading should not be on mute, and maybe one other person. And the rest of us should be on mute because the program is not synchronized. So it's it's worse than even our normal singing.
Yeah, but that's very true. But then you don't have a feeling of a kahal, and I find that to be very.
Sherry, if there's at least one person who's doing the responses kind of with you, you hear it through the screen, and it does sound that way. And now we can see each other. But I mean, that's just my view. People may say, no, we should all be off of mute and singing, and that's fine. So
Mark, what we've done in the past, what we've done in the last couple of weeks is that for most of the singing parts during Shacharit, we have, just the leader and one or two other people. And then, but where there's actual responses, for instance, during the Kedusha or during a Kaddish, we really do need people off of mute. So as Sherry says, right, we can really have a feeling that there's a kahal. So we'll, Baruch also. So there's a few places where everyone needs to be off mute. I'll try to sort of gabby that around and let people know to go off mute for certain things. But for the rest of it, yeah, let's try to be as minimally cacophonous as is humanly possible.
Or you can sing quietly if you're not on mute.
Right.
What I'm doing is following along, singing to myself, but I don't want to create the noise that we get with this lack of synchronization.
The general rule, I think, for this is that if you want to sing loud, put yourself on mute and sing as loud as you want, and the only person you're going to bother is your roommate. And if you're willing to sing softly, the rule of thumb, although it doesn't always work, unfortunately, the rule of thumb is to make sure you can hear the person leading. The problem with that is that sometimes, for whatever weird Zoom reason, someone who's singing very softly will somehow be picked up and made even louder than the person leading. That happened last night during our Shabbat evening service. So just FYI, if that happens, I'll try to intercede and mute the offending microphone.
Offending.
Trusting that it's not the person, rather.
Clear us from hidden offenses.
Yes, exactly. All right. So Susan, why don't you get started? I'm gonna share again. I do think it's up to you to decide whether you want what you want to see. So just mess around with Zoom until you figure it out. If we can't figure it out, I'll try to figure it out later. But I do think it's helpful for people who don't have the same siddur as the rest of us to have the words on the screen.
Could we ask for people to speak up who to see if there's anybody with us who is in that situation?
Mike Braverman doesn't have a siddur.
I'm okay without the siddur. If there was a way to have the siddur just show up in one little box, that would be best. But I'm okay without the siddur.
According to Mark, that's true, but I'm not sure that is. I don't know if that people could.
So I would say pass on the siddur for me.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
It will probably be too small to read if it's just in one little box. So, all right, I'm going to start. We're on page 147 of the Lev Shalem. Shochenat Marom Vekadosh Shemo V'Katuv Rananu Tarikum Baronai Laisharim Nava Tehila V'Fi Yesharim Tithala Uvdivrei Tarikim Titbora Uv'Lshon Chasidim Titbromam Uv'Kerev Kadoshim Titkadash Shekein Chovat Koyitzurim Lefanech Adonai Eloheinu Ve'Elohei Avoteinu B'Imotenu Lehodot Lehalel Lesabeach All Kol Divrei Shirot V'Tish B'Chod David ben Yishai Abdecha Meshichecha Yishtabach Shimcha Ha'el HaMelech Eloh HaKadosh B'Shnei V'Arad Kilchana Adonai Eloheinu Le'Havim Yoteinu Shir Shvacha Chalev Zimrot HaMemshala Netzah Gedula Gebarati Bracha V'Hodot Yata V'Yadollah Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Shemo.
El HaKadosh V'Tishbachot El HaHodaot Adon HaNiflaot Haboker V'Shirei Zimra Melech Elokei HaOlamim
Amen.
Unmuting.
Kadash Shemei Rabbah
Amen.
Yamad Yivrach Yutei V'Yamlech Malchutei B'Chaychon V'Yamei Chayei Beit Yisrael V'Azolav Izman Karib Yemavru Amen. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitarab, Yitamam, Yitnaseh, Yitadav, Yitalev, Yitalal, Shemei, Kudashah, Lo Elam in Kol Berchata, V'Shirata, Tufachata, V'Nechamata, Dami Ran B'Yamaha, V'Yemavru, Amen.
Amen.
Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamakom Barach.
Baruch Adonai Morah, Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, Yoter or Borei Choshech, Oseh Shalom, Borei et Hakol. Hakol Yoducha V'Hakol Shabachucha. The little triangle on page 150. Ein kirkecha v'ein zulatecha, efes biltecha, umidom elach. Ein kirkecha v'ein zulatecha, efes biltecha, umidom elach. Ein kirkecha ba'olam hazeh, v'ein zulatecha ha'olam haba, Efes Piltucha Limot HaMashiach, the angel Nelachaliti HaMetim. El Adon Al Kol Hamasim Baruch Umbara V'Fikol Neshama Gadlo V'Tuvo Male Olam Da'at Ufuna Sova Vimoto Hamikael Achayot HaKodesh V'Nedar B'Chavo Ahamikava Zechut Umishor Lifnei Kisho Chesed V'Rachamim Yifnei Chodo Tovim Yoro Chebara Eloheinu Yitzaram B'Da'at Ravina Uvaskel Koach Uvura Natan Bahem Liot Moshlim B'Keref Tevel Malaim Ziv Umafikin Noga Naez Ivam B'Chol HaOlam Samechim B'Teitam B'Sasim B'Voam Osim B'Yei Mariton Konam B'Chavod Notnim Lishma Tahalavarina L'Zecher Machuto Adala Shemesh Vayis Rachor Ra'avehikin Surat Havana Shevach Notnim Kol Tzeva Mara Tiferet Ugadula Serafim Biofanim B'Chayot HaKodesh La 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 Page 152. La'el asher shavad mikol ma'asim. Yifarat Sureinu Malkeinu V'Go Aleinu. Kulam Ahuvim, Kulam Bururim, Kulam Giborim, B'Kulam Osim Bil'ema, Uvira Riton Konam, B'Kulam Tochim Et Pihem, B'Kushar Tahara, B'Fira Zimra, U'Vahim U'Sabachim U'Varim U'Marichim, U'Makdishim U'Ma'amlichim, Et Shem Ha'el Gadol, Hagibur V'Hanora Kadosh, B'Kulam Mekablim, Mekablim Aleichem, O Malchut Shamayim Zemizeh, V'Kulam Mekablim, Mekablim Aleichem, O Malchut Shamayim Zemizeh, V'Kulam Mekablim, Mekablim Aleichem, O Malchut Shamayim Zemizeh, V'Kulam Mekablim, Mekablim Aleichem, O Malchut Shamayim Zemizeh, V'Nim Rishut Zelazeh, Lativ Sav Nachat Ruah, Zafar Ruah V'Shimah Kedosha, Kulam Kiachad, Amin Yomim B'Ri'ah. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzvaot, Melech Haaretz V'Ofanim V'Chayot HaKodesh, V'Rash Gadol Minasim Limat Serafim, V'Matam V'Shabachim V'Yomrim. Baruch Kivod Adonai Mikol. L'el Baruch Limot Yitenu. Bottom of page 153, or Chadash Al Tion Ta'ir, or Chadash Al Tion Ta'ir, Denise Kef, Kulanu Meirah, Leoro, Baruch Atah Adonai. Amen.
Amen.
Page 154. Ahava Rabba Avtanu Adonai Eloheinu Memla Gedola V'Teira Chamat Aleinu Avinu Malkeinu Bavur Avoteinu V'Imoteinu Shebatu B'cha Shebatu B'cha Avinu Malkeinu V'Lamdem Chukei Chayim Kain techanenu lamdenu avinu ha'avaracham rachem aleinu v'tein b'libeinu v'havinu hashmil lishmoa li'omod u'lamed lishmor v'lasot v'kayem et kol divrei Talmud Toratecha v'yahava V'ha'erinenu b'toratecha v'dabeinu b'mitzvotecha v'yached levaveinu yachba'u yira et shemecha v'ha'erinenu b'toratecha v'dabeinu b'mitzvotecha v'yached levaveinu yachba'u yira et shemecha V'lo nevosh li'olam va'ed V'lo nevosh li'olam va'ed Ki v'shem kadshecha hagadol v'hanora b'atachnu Nagila v'nismecha b'yeshuatecha V'havienu l'shalom mirba konfot ha'aretz v'talikenu komu v'yartzenu ki el poel yeshuot ata uvanu v'acharta mikol am v'lashon v'keratanu l'simcha hagadol sela b'yamet l'hodot l'cha v'cherecha b'yahava baruch ata Adonai b'yamo Yisrael b'ahava
Amen.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Yehavta Eid Adonai Elohecha B'chol Levavcha B'chol Nafshecha B'chol Meodecha V'hayu Hadvarim Ha'ele Asher Anochi Mesavcha Hayom Al Levavecha V'shinantam Levanecha V'dibarta Bam V'shiftecha V'veitecha V'lecha V'ader Chachar Kumecha, Ukshartam Liot al Yadecha, Hayu Latotafot Beinecha, Uktatam al Zot Beitecha, Visharecha. Hayayim Shemot, teach me who always will tie.
Hayayim Shemot. ויאמר אדוני משה לאמור
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
אמת ויציב ונכון.
Continue on page 157. L'dor v'ador hu kayam, u'shmo kayam, v'titzon nachon u'malchuto, v'emunato, la'ad kayam.
דבריו חיים.
Malkeinu melech avotenu v'yimotenu, go'aleinu go'el avotenu v'yimotenu, yotrenu tzor yeshuatenu, kodenu matzilenu me'olam shemecha, Ein Elohim zulatecha.
Zulatecha.
Ezra, Abotenu, Imotenu, Atahu Me'olam. Emet, Emet, Emet Atahu Rishon. Emet, Emet, Emet Atahu Acharon. Umi Baladel, En Lanu Mel, Melech Goel Moshiach. Umi Baladecha, En Lanu Melech Goel Moshiach. Page 158. Middle of the first paragraph. Ram v'nisa gadol v'nora mashpil geim u'magbiya shifalim u'tiyasirim u'fodel navi v'yodef dalim v'yonel yamo v'yonel yamo v'yet Shabbat Elav, Tehilot La'el Elyon, Tehilot La'el Elyon, Baruch Hu Mevorach, Moshe u'Miriam u'Bnei Yisrael, Moshe u'Miriam u'Bnei Yisrael, L'cha Shira. Besimcha rabba, besimcha rabba, b'yamru kulam.
Mi kamocha.
Bo'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha. Nega b'kodesh. No ra tehilot osefele. Shira chadasha shibruhu gulim. L'shimcha osafat hayam. Yachad kulam hodu v'himlichu v'yamaru. Adonai yimloch le'olam. Zur Yisrael, Umam Yisrat Yisrael, Uvdei Kinumecha, Yehuda v'Yisrael. Go Aleinu Adonai, Tzvaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai.
Baruch Shemo.
Yisrael. Page 159. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Leah El Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim Rifonel Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot B'Imaot Maybe Goel Lifnei V'Nehem L'man Shemo B'Yahava Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Kei Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei Metim Atah V'Hoshia Mashiva Ruach U'Morid HaGashem Mechakel Chayim B'Chesed Mechayei Metim B'Rachamim Rabim So make Noflim B'Rofei Cholim Umatir Asizim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'oguburo, Umidom Elah, Melech Menid, Umechayem, Umashmiach Yeshua, Nemanatav HaChayot Metim. Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch Shemo.
Mefayeh hametim.
Amen. Nekadesh kamolam kashem shamashim ukadosh b'marom kakatuv alenu b'yecha v'karal zeh el yamam.
Nekadesh et shimcha b'olam kashem shemakdishim oto b'shmei marom kakatuv yad neviyecha v'kara zeh el zeh v'yamar.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai tzvaot, melo chol haaretz kivodo. Tודה לדי וחזק משמיעים קול, נשים להם הצורפים, ומתם ברוך יאמרו.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai tzvaot melo kol haaretz kivodo. Az bekorash gadol adir v'chazak mashmiim kol inasim limat tzurafim limatam baruch yomeru.
ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו, במקומך מכר תופיע ותמלוך עלינו כי בחיים נחמה. מתי תמלוך בציון, וקרוב בימינו לעולם תשכון, וגדל וככבש בתוך ירושלים עירך, ידוע לדור ולתוך כספים.
Baruch kavod Adonai minkomacha malkeinu tofia v'timloch aleinu v'chakim anachia matai timloch b'tzion v'karo b'yameinu li'olam va'et tishkon tikadav v'tikadav b'toch Yerushalayim yircha l'dor v'ador u'netzach netzachim v'yeneinu tirena Malchutecha Shirei Uzecha Al Yedei David Mashiach Tzidkecha
ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהי ציון בדור ודור הללויה.
Vador nagi gadlecha netzach netzachim kedushatcha nakdish v'shifaha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'eh ki melech gadol v'kadosh atah baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please silently to page 166. Sabenu, 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 Mitubecha, V'samchenu, Oy Bishuatecha, Sabenu, 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 Mitubecha, V'samchenu, Oy Bishuatecha, V'taher libenu, libenu, Li'atecha, 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 Page 167, Badi Shalem. Yikadav Yikadash Rabbah.
Hey.
Shama Dibrakute, Yamlech Makute, B'chayekonu Yamekonu, B'chayedocho Beit Yisrael, B'agolav Yisman Kari V'yimaru.
Amen.
Heshmei Rabba
Rabba
Mevara,
Mevara,
Yom Amayat, Yitbarak, Yishtabak, Yitpawar, Yitpamam, Yitnasev, Yitadar, Yitalev, Yitalash, Yitkudisha.
Rihu.
La'elam in kol birchata v'shirata, tishbachata v'nechamata, damiran b'yamar v'yimaru.
Amen.
Amen.
Yitzavos l'tonavuton, d'chol Yisrael, kadam avilon v'yishmar v'yimaru.
Amen.
Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chayim, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimaru.
Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mroma, avu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimaru.
Amen. Oh, Susan, especially you obviously have a cold. It's wonderful that you were very valiant.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I got this frog.
Great valor. Wonderful.
Frog appeared. Sorry.
All right, so,
That's your co-op.
reading the Torah? All right, so the way, just if you haven't been with us previously, the way we're doing this online is we're not assuming, oh, good morning, Helen, Shabbat Shalom.
Right.
The way we do, we're not assuming that everyone has a chumash in front of them, so again, to sort of give it some sense of being, like the Torah reading we do in the at shul, we will do it aliyah by aliyah, but I will read someone can read the English of each aliyah. So Tzav, it looks like we're reading chapter 6, beginning of chapter 6, which is on page 613 in this one, but chapter 6, verse 1. We'll be reading through chapter 7, verse 10. So do I have a volunteer to read in English, or do you want me to do it?
I'm willing to volunteer.
Wonderful, Jim.
Okay.
So should I read one aliyah one section at a time and then have Jim translate?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you have to tell me. Okay, fine.
Are you aware of the aliyah breakdowns, or should I announce them?
You should announce it.
Okay.
You can announce it.
Great. Okay, so the first aliyah, chapter 6, verses 1 through 3.
What page, Jim?
It's
613.
Okay, 6:30.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, צב את אהרון ואת בניו לאמור, זו תורת העולה, היא העולה על מוקדה, על המזבח כל הלילה עד הבוקר, באש המזבח בו, ולבש הכהן מדלבד, ומכנסי בד ילבש על בשרו, והרים את הדשן, אשר תאכל האש את העולה על המזבח, ושמו אצל המזבח.
I see. So it's verses 1 through 3. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, command Aaron and his sons thus. This is the ritual of the burnt offering. The burnt offering itself shall remain where it is burnt upon the altar all night until morning, while the fire on the altar is kept going on it. The priest shall dress in linen raiment with linen breeches next to his body, and he shall take up the ashes which the fire has reduced the burnt offering on the altar and place them beside the altar. Is there more? Is that it?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is chapter 6, verses 4 through 6.
All right.
ופשט את בגדיו ולבש בגדים אחרים, והוציא את הדשן אל מחוץ למחנה, אל מקום טהור, והאש על המזבח תוקד בו לא תכבה, וביער עליה הכהן עצים בבוקר, וערך עליה העולה, והקטיר עליה חלבי השלמים, אש תמיד תוקד על המזבח, לא תכבה.
So we're beginning with 4. He shall then take off his vestments and put on other vestments and carry the ashes outside the camp to a clean place. The fire on the altar shall be kept burning, not to go out. Every morning the priest shall feed wood to it, to lay out the burnt offering on it, turn into smoke the fat parts of the offerings of well-being. A perpetual fire shall be kept burning on the altar, not to go out.
Okay. The next one is chapter 6, verses 7 through 11.
וזאת תורת המנחה, הקרב אותה בני אהרון לפני אדוני על פני המזבח, והרים ממנו בקומצו, מסולת המנחה ומשמנה, ואת כל הבונה אשר על המנחה, והקטיר המזבח, ריח ניחוח, אז קראתה לאדוני, והנותרת ממנה יאכלו אהרון ובניו, מצות תאכל במקום קדוש, בחצר אוהל מועד יאכלוה, לא תהפך חמץ חלקם, נתתי אותה מישי, קודש קודשים היא, כחטאת וכאשם, כל זכר בבני אהרון יאכלנה, חוק עולם לדורותיכם, מאישי אדוני, כל אשר ייגע בהם יקדש.
And this is the ritual of the meal offering. Aaron's son shall present it before the Lord in front of the altar. A handful of the choice flour and of the meal offering shall be taken from it with all the frankincense that is on the meal offering, and this token portion shall be turned into smoke on the altar as a pleasing odor to the Lord. What is left of it shall be eaten by Aaron and his sons. It shall be eaten as unleavened cakes. In the sacred precinct, they shall eat it in the enclosure of the tent of meeting. It shall not be baked with leaven. I have given it as their portion from my offerings by fire. It is most holy, like the sin offering and the guilt offering. Only the males among Aaron's descendants may eat of it, as their due for all time throughout the ages, from the Lord's offerings by fire. Anything that touches these shall become holy.
Next Aliyah is chapter 6, verses 12 through 16.
What page?
Same page, 615.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, זה קורבן אהרון ובניו, אשר יקריבו לאדוני. ביום ימשך אותו, עשירית האפסולת, מנחה תמיד, מחציתה בבוקר ומחציתה בערב, על מחבת בשמן, תעשה מורבכת תביאנה, תופיני מנחת פיתים, תקריב ריח ניחוח לאדוני, והכהן המשיח תחתה, מבניו יעשה אותה, חוק עולם לאדוני כליל תכתר, בכל מנחת כהן, כליל תהיה לו.
The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "This is the offering that Aaron and his sons shall offer to the Lord on the occasion of their anointment. A tenth of his anointment, a tenth of an ephah of choice flour as a regular meal offering, half of it in the morning and half of it in the evening, and shall be prepared with oil on a griddle. You shall bring it well soaked and offer it as a meal offering of baked slices of pleasing odor to the Lord. And so shall the priest anointed from among his sons to succeed him prepare it in the Lord's prepare it it is the Lord's, a law for all time, to be turned entirely into smoke. So too every meal offering of a priest shall be a whole offering, it shall not be eaten.
We'll turn to page 616 in Eitz Chaim. The next aliyah is the rest of chapter 6, verses 17 through 23.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל אהרון ואל בניו לאמור, זאת תורת החטאת, במקום אשר תשחט העולה, תשחט החטאת לפני אדוני, קודש קודשים היא, הכהן המחטא אותה יאכלנה, במקום קדוש תאכל, בחצר אוהל מועד, כל אשר ייגע בבשרה יקדש, ואשר ייזה מדמה על הבגד, אשר ייזה עליה תכבס במקום קדוש, וכלי חרס אשר תבושל בו יישבר, אם בכלי נחושת בושלה, ומרק ושותף במים, כל זכר בכהנים יאכל אותה, קודש קודשים היא, בכל חטאת אשר יובא מדמה אל אוהל מועד, לכפר בקודש לא תאכל, באש תשרף.
The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons thus. This is the ritual of the sin offering. The sin offering shall be slaughtered before the Lord at the spot where the burnt offering is slaughtered. It is most holy. The priest that offers it as a sin offering shall eat of it, but it shall be eaten in the sacred precincts, in the enclosure of the tent of meeting. Anything that touches its flesh shall become holy. And if any of the blood is spattered upon a garment, you shall wash the bespattered part in the sacred precinct. An earthen vessel in which it was boiled shall be broken. If it was boiled in a copper vessel, the vessel shall be scraped and rinsed with water. Only the males in the priestly line may eat of it. It is most holy, but no sin offering may be eaten from which any blood is brought into the tent of meeting for expiation in the sanctuary. Any such shall be consumed in fire.
Chapter 7, verses 1 through 6, beginning on page 616.
וזאת תורת האשם, קודש קודשים הוא, במקום אשר ישחטו את העולה, ישחטו את האשם, ודמו יזרוק על המזבח סביב, ואת כל חלבו יקריב ממנו, את העליה ואת החלב המכסה את הקרב, ואת הכליות, את החלב אשר עליהן, אשר על הכסלים, ואת היותרת על הכבד, על הכליות יסירנה, והקטיר אותם הכהן המזבחה אישר לאדוני, השם הוא, הכהנים יאכלנו, במקום קדוש יאכל, קודש קודשים.
This is the ritual of the guilt offering. It is most holy. The guilt offering shall be slaughtered at the spot where the burnt offering is slaughtered, and the blood shall be dashed on all sides of the altar. All its fat shall be offered, the broad tail, the fat that covers the entrails, the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them at the loins, and the protuberance on the liver, which shall be removed with the kidneys. The priest shall turn them into smoke on the altar as an offering by fire to the Lord. It is a guilt offering. Only the males in the priestly line may eat of it. It shall be eaten in the sacred precinct. It is most holy.
the final aliyah is chapter 7, verses 7 through 10, found on page 617.
Ka'achat ka'asham, Torah achat lahem, hakohen asher chaper bo lo yiyeh, v'hakohen hamakriv et olat ish, od ha'olah asher hikriv lakohen lo yiyeh, v'chol mincha asher te'afer batanur, v'chol na'asa b'marcheshet v'al ha'machavat, lakohen hamakriv ota lo tiyeh, v'chol mincha blula v'shemen v'chareva, v'chol b'nei Aharon tiyeh ish ke'achiv.
The guilt offering is like the sin offering. The same rule applies to both. It shall belong to the priest who makes expiation thereby. So too the priest who offers a man's burnt offering shall keep the skin of the burnt offering that he offered. Further, any meal offering that is baked in an oven and any that is prepared in a pan or on a griddle shall belong to the priest who offers it. But every other meal offering with oil mixed in or dry shall go to the sons of Aaron all alike.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much to our readers. Welcome to everyone who has come in since we started the Torah reading. It's nice to see either people's faces or at the very least their names sitting. If you are able to activate your camera and you are in a state of not I guess not in a state of undress, then it would be nice to see your faces. We're going to turn now to page 627 in Eitz Chaim for the Haftorah, and I'm going to take another poll. Please unmute yourselves just for a moment. If you do not have the Haftorah in front of you in English and you would like to have it.
We have it. Harvey and Helene have it.
I'd like to. I don't have an Eitz Chaim, so I'd like to know what book and what chapter the Haftorah is in.
Okay, so it's Jeremiah, chapter 7, beginning on verse 21, and Mark has offered to read it to us. So it's a bit of a complicated Haftorah. It's chapter 7, verses 21 until chapter 8, verse 3. And then we jump to chapter 9 for verses 22 and 23. So I can put it on the screen if people would like to see it, because I think Mark is going to do half Hebrew, half English. If he's agreeing to that, we haven't discussed it other than on through Zoom chat. So
I'll do whatever you'd like, Jim. If
I think maybe half and half would be good, and just so it doesn't get too long. And I'll put it up on the screen, and we'll see. That way people can follow along.
Okay, Jim, I have a question. Do I say the brachot, correct?
No.
We haven't been, but I actually think that it makes sense to do so, because I was realizing this is not like the Torah service. There's obviously no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no scroll. So I think we should in fact say the brachas.
Which
okay,
page?
thanks. So
the brachot for I can put. Oh, I just took that down. All right. The brachas are. Wait a second. Oh, wait a second. This is the wrong one. I'm sorry. This is the Haftorah for Shabbat HaGadol. I'm not sure why it's not marked that way why it's not marked that way on Hebcal, but we were saved by the Eitz Chaim that's on my computer. So I'm sorry, Jim, I was wrong. It's Malachi chapter 3, verse 4, and begins, if you have an Eitz Chaim in front of you, would like to see it, it's on page 1296. You can also look at it right here.
Tell us the verse. Could you give us the verse and
Malachi, chapter 3, verse 4. And it's all, if you have a screen, it's on your screen. If you don't, it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Malachi, chapter 3, verse 4. In Eitz Chaim, it's on 12, what did I say, 12?
1296.
If you don't have an Eitz Chaim, you just have to look for the prophet Malachi. Okay, Mark. So let me just, before I was saying that we should do it half in Hebrew and half in English because of the length, but let me just check out how long this one actually is.
Not that long, Jim.
Yeah, let's just do it in Hebrew. It's fine.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'neviim tovim v'ratza b'divreihem hanemarim be'emet Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'inviei ha'emet v'tzedek Garba l'Adonai minchat Yehuda v'Yerushalayim Yimei olam ucheshanim kadmoniot V'karavti alechem lamishpat v'hayiti ed memaher B'machshafim u'v'manafim Uvenishbaim la shakir, uveos keschar sachir, almana vayatom ateger, velo yirauni, amar Adonai tzvaot. Ki ani Adonai lo shaniti v'atem b'nei Yaakov lo chlitem. Lemimei avotechem sartem mechukai velo shmartem shuvu alai ve'ashuva alechem amar Adonai tzvaot ve'amartem b'men ashuv hayikba adam Elohim Hi atem kovim oti ve'amartem ve'mei kava'anucha hama'aser ve'hatruma bam'era atem ne'arim ve'oti atem kovim hagoy kulo haviu et kol hama'aser El Beit HaOtzar, Vayehi Tereth Beveti Uvechanuni Nabazot Amar Adonai Tzvaot Im lo eftach lachem et arubot hashamayim v'harikoti lachem beracha ad belidai Vegarti lachem ba'ochel velo yashchit lachem et pri ha'adama velo teshakel lachem hagefen be'pasadeh amar Adonai tzvaot v'ishru etchem kol hagoyim Ki tiyu atem eretz chafetz amar Adonai tzvaot chazku ela alai divrechem amar Adonai va'amartem manidbarnu alecha va'amartem shah Oved Elohim, Avod Elohim, ומבצע, כי שמרנו משמרתו, וכי הלכנו כדורנית, מפני אדוני צבאות, ועתה אנחנו מאשרים זדים, גם נבנו עושי רישה, גם בחנו אלוהים וימלטו. אז נדברו יראי אדוני איש את רעהו, ויקשב אדוני וישמע, וייכתב ספר זיכרון לפניו ליראי אדוני ולחושבי שמו. והיו לי אמר אדוני צבאות ליום אשר אני עושה סגולה, וחמלת עליהם וחמלתי עליהם כאשר יחמול איש על בנו העובד אותו. ושבתם וראיתם בין צדיק לרשע, בין עובד אלוהים לאשר לא עבדו. כי הנה היום בא בוער כתנור, והיו כל זדים וכל עושי רישה קש ולהט אותם היום הבא, אמר אדוני צבאות, אשר לא יעזוב לכם שורש וענף. זרח לכם ירא שמי שמש צדקה ומרפא בכנפיה, ויצאתם ופישתם כעגלי מרבק. ועשותם רשעים יהיו אפר תחת כפות רגליכם ביום אשר אני עושה, אמר אדוני צבאות. זכרו תורת משה עבדי אשר ציוויתי אותו בחורב על כל ישראל, חוקים ומשפטים. הנה אנוכי שולח לכם את אליה הנביא לפני ביום אדוני הגדול והנורא. והשיב לב אבות על בנים, ולב בנים לא אבותם על אבותם. פן אבוא והגעתי את הארץ חרם. הנה אנוכי שולח לכם את אליהו הנביא לפני ביום אדוני הגדול והנורא. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, צור כל עולמים, צדיק בכל הדורות, האל הנאמן, האומר ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. נאמן אתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ונאמנים דבריך, ודבר אחד מדבריך, אחור לא ישוב ריקם. כי המלך נאמן ורחמן אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הנאמן בכל דבריו. אמן. על ציון כי בית חיינו, ולעלובת נפש תושיע במהרה בימינו. ברוך אתה אדוני, משמח ציון בבניה.
Amen.
Samachenu Adonai Eloheinu B'Eliyahu Hanavi Avdecha U'Malchut Beit David Meshichecha B'mheira Yavo V'Yagel Libenu Al Kiso Lo Yeshev Zar V'Lo Yinchalu Od Acherim Et Kavodo Ki B'Shem Kodecha Nishbata Lo Shelo Yichve Neiro Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Magen David.
Amen.
ועל עבודה ועל נביאים והיום השבת הזה שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה לכבוד ולתפארת על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Yasher Koach.
Yasher Koach, Mark. That was great. Thank you very much. All right, so I guess we can have if we'd like to have a short conversation about the Torah portion. Does anyone have a thought or a question about what we read today?
Jim?
Yeah.
One thing that I'd like to say is that in order to do a discussion like this, on the bottom of your screen where it says participants,
yeah,
Jim, is if people click on that and you want to say something, there's an option to raise your hand, and then Jim can call on people in that manner. Okay? So
I can't raise my own hand, but
say that again, Jim.
I can't raise my own hand, so I'll just have to talk over people.
That's correct. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to let people know that option was available.
Yeah, great. All right. So please do if anyone has particular thoughts about this portion. I did put out over the internet my Devar Torah for this week. I don't know if anyone clicked on it. I sent the link through the ether in my minion bulletin, talking about the Thanksgiving offering, and I'm willing to if people haven't read it, I'm willing to sort of give a short version of it. So Norman, are you raising your hand or are you just fiddling?
Hmm?
Okay. But everyone is muted. So should I take that as you'd like me to read what I wrote? Okay.
No, Norman is waving his hand. He wants to talk.
Norman waving his hand.
He needs to unmute
Really
himself.
waving his hand. Okay, no, he's not. He's not waving his hand. Okay. All right. Norman, I'm going to assume you don't want to talk unless you unmute yourself. All right, I'm going to unmute you because I Norman?
Yeah, no, I just couldn't figure out how to unmute it. That's
Oh,
all.
okay. You want to say something?
Nope.
Okay. All right. All right, great.
Everybody seems to be muted on my screen. It looks like everybody's unmuted.
Everybody's
muted.
Everybody is muted except for the people on the phone because you can't necessarily.
Yeah, but Susan, Sherry, Jim, Adina, Ann, Harriet, all muted.
That's fine, Norman. Everybody's muted. So what? That's good.
It's good. I mean, no one can interrupt me. All right, let me find my piece here. It's on the computer, so maybe I'll just look at it on the computer. Let's see. All right, so this is called the Todah offering in a dark time. and I can share this as well. You can see my crazy looking face here. All right. So for someone in my field of geriatric chaplaincy, this difficult moment of social distancing is fraught with a painful irony. A significant portion of my job involves reducing the social isolation of the older people in my communities by engaging them not only with one another, but also with the general public, to foster face-to-face relationships between residents and younger people in the context of shared meals, religious services, and learning opportunities. Now, of course, we are encouraging people to stay apart, to remain isolated in their apartments. My institution in Boston, Hebrew Senior Life, like most other senior housing and care facility, has closed its doors to visitors and volunteers, including family members of patients and residents. This guidance cuts so squarely against the grain of our usual instincts, but it also can represent the difference between life and death. Death now seems so prevalent, so present in our lives, lurking ever more palpably in the spaces I inhabit, just as the season turns us towards life, towards the rebirth of spring and the joy of Passover. The fear is real, and the prospect of thousands of deaths resonates, as many commentators have suggested, with the plagues in the land of Egypt during the Exodus. Somehow we seem to be playing the role of the Egyptians this year, in addition to our usual role as Israelites. The verse, "There was a loud cry in Egypt, for there was no house where there was not a corpse," carries particular force in a community struggling with this pandemic. On this Shabbat HaGadol, we will read Parashat Tzav, which includes the procedure for the Todah, thanksgiving or acknowledgement offering, a particular form of Zebech Shlamim, an offering of well-being or peace. This Todah offering is voluntary rather than obligatory, and like the Pesach offering, but unlike all other sacrifices, it needs to be eaten immediately. No leftovers can remain until the next day. According to the Talmud, Rav Yehuda said that Rav said that there are 4 categories of people who need to offer Todah: seafarers who have made land, travelers in the wilderness who have reached their destinations, people who have recovered from illness, and prisoners released from captivity. In this Talmudic context, we learn that in addition to an offering, such a person must also recite Birkat Gomel, the blessing that expresses our gratitude for God's deliverance, before a minyan. As it says, let them exalt God before the congregation of the people. Today, people bench Gomel because the Yiddish expression is more common than the Hebrew in the context of an aliyah to the Torah. These days, however, we as a society find ourselves deep in the wilderness. Many are sick, even more are captives of a sort, isolated in their homes. The irony of celebrating Passover in a season of death is compounded by the recognition that for so many of us, there is apparently no cause for a Todah offering. As I write, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker has extended the closure of non-essential businesses into the beginning of May, and the death toll keeps rising. There is no end in sight quite yet. But even amid this darkness, 2 details of the Todah stand out. First, it must be eaten and enjoyed on the day that it is offered. In his comment to Leviticus 17, Ha'amek Davar says that the reason is that the Todah should be celebrated with a single party, with a lot of people, to make sure that the person making the offering has an ample audience to hear their story of God's saving power. We can extrapolate from this explanation that the rule on Passover is similar. We do not leave any leftovers to make sure we invite as many people as we can accommodate. Let all who are hungry come and eat, says the Haggadah. Second, it is a voluntary rather than an obligatory offering. And in pointing that out in his comment on Leviticus 22:29, Ha'amak Davar continues by saying that a person can bring a Todah any day. It is not limited to a holiday. So in theory, one could bring it every day. Indeed, according to the Chidushei Harim, as cited in our Eitz Chaim, each day brings its own miracle. So we should celebrate each day's miracles on the day they happen. Amidst the darkness of this plague shine the myriad daily miracles contained in the actions of my colleagues here at Hebrew Senior Life and of other essential workers across the country and the world. Hebrew Senior Life's Director of Culinary and Nutrition, glowed with pride as he spoke about his team stepping up in this crisis. They want to be here. They want to support our patients. In response to the first deaths from COVID-19 at one of our facilities, the Jack Satter House in the hard-hit town of Revere, Massachusetts, employees from across the organization have teamed up to make a daily phone call to every resident, all in quarantine, to check to see that if they have begun to exhibit symptoms and to make sure they have everything they need. As a Russian speaker, I was asked to call the handful of residents at Satter from the former Soviet Union. One of these people is on a very limited diet and thus couldn't eat the limited selection of groceries currently available for delivery. When I alerted the team to this need, the chef at Satter arranged to special order and deliver appropriate products, including walnuts and sweet potatoes, because, as he wrote in an email to me, she prefers them. When I spoke to the resident the other day, her relief was palpable. Her relief was as palpable through the phone as her distress was a few days before. Yatak Blagodarna, she kept repeating. I am so grateful. And I can say I've spoken to her every day since then, and every day she repeats that exact phrase. Stories like this abound, and we must recount them and celebrate them, even as we mourn our dead and continue to care for the living. Although it's much too early to bench Gomel to give thanks for having survived a crisis, there's already so much for which we need to offer our gratitude.
Yasher koach.
Thank you. Let's see here.
Yasher koach.
Yasher koach.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm,
Well done.
happy to. What I was thinking is I would be happy to, just to allow us to, what I'm looking for, allow us to, even though we're in this sort of desperate time as a country and as a state, to sort of give ourselves an opportunity to share with one another what we are really grateful for right now. And they can be very, very small, very, very small things, but they can also be larger things if there are some large things for you that you are thankful for. So please, Norman.
I'd like to say I'm grateful. It may be very temporary. I don't know how long this can last. I'm grateful to see your faces.
Yes.
There's Jim and Adina and Mark and Ilana and Sherry and Ann, whom I don't know, and Harriet and you, Jim. So anyway, nice. It's nice to be able to do this, even though it's all very awkward and we have all kinds of technological problems. This is just fine. There
Yes,
you are.
it is. It's wonderful. It's great.
I'm grateful to have a safe place to live and to have plenty of food to eat and not to be worried about where my next dollar is coming from.
Huge. Jim raised his hand, so I'm going to let him pipe in.
He's muted. I've got him muted.
So Jim Leffert, unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that I really do appreciate your Devar Torah, because this passage can be very kind of confusing or sort of vague and unclear when people read it. And to go into some detail about the meaning of the Todah offering among the other offerings that are mentioned, and highlight what it actually means for our daily lives was very helpful. And I just want to add also that I feel that I'm grateful for the efforts that people across Massachusetts are making to stem the spread of the coronavirus.
Mhm.
And it seems to me that I'm very pleased and happy that people are making such an effort, and that I believe that it's will be paying off.
Amen. This is Norma. Can I speak? Am I heard?
Please.
You are heard.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I am a Luddite from way back, and I have often railed against modern technology and the evils of it. And I have to say that I am absolutely grateful for it at this moment in our lives. I have kids, in Roslindale in California, and I haven't seen them in person in a long time. And, just to be able, even to have a telephone and to be able to FaceTime them is just something I'm incredibly grateful for, as well as, this service, as everybody has said. I mean, we're still together, and I didn't put on makeup this morning, so it's just as well that I can't be seen. But anyway, I'm very grateful for what we can do during this time.
Great.
I'm finished.
Mark,
Hello?
Unmute, yeah.
Yeah. So just two things. One is I'm grateful for the fact that this terrible virus has actually, I think, reminded us of our common humanity. We spoke with people good friends in Italy, South Africa, Israel, and it is a very strange thing for all of us to be experiencing exactly the same thing. And it reminds us how, one person in a town in China just changed the world. I'm grateful for that. Number one, that it's caused us to think about our common humanity. I'm also actually grateful for some of the spectacular humor that has been coming through over the internet. One of my personal favorites, I'll just say, said, "This is what real Jewish irony. Passover canceled due to a plague."
I saw that one
That's
too.
great. I didn't see that.
Ivana wanted to say something.
So other than what everybody else said already, I did all of that. And with that, I'm very grateful that I'm able to, within the context of what's happening now, to continue to have a purposeful life in working with Israel and doing some of the work that they do around the world with the webinars to help people deal with the stress of the current situation. I'm very grateful that opportunity fell to me. And every night before I go to sleep, as I reflect on my day, I do one thing of gratitude for what I have during this time.
great. Ann,
Well, having moved to 100 Center Street in the middle of January from Portland, Oregon, I'm cut off from all of my friends. And now the ones that I've made here, I can't see because the dining hall's closed. Anyway, what was I going to say? I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be leaving in just a moment, go to Torah study in Portland, Oregon, Congregation Shir Tikva, which I was a founder, and we usually have about 50 people there. We had it on Zoom last week, and it was wonderful. It's not as good as being there, but to look up and see the faces of all of my friends, like I can see all of you whom I don't know very well, is really delightful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
if you want to say something,
Yes.
please.
Hello.
Yep.
We hear you.
Can I say something?
Yes, Harriet.
Yes. I am grateful for having the opportunity to do things to help other people at this time, even though I'm very constrained myself, that I still feel I can be active. And I'm grateful that it's soon going to be beautiful and we'll be able to be in the outdoors, another way of escaping our houses. And I'm very grateful for this community still getting together despite everything. And that Pesach, I'm grateful that there are going to be so many virtual seders. They're just all over the place. And people are being so ingenious about how they're going to do it. And that there's going to be deliveries of those Seder boxes for people that don't have a chance to put the various items together. It's just wonderful how the community has rallied despite the devastating economic effect. So I think we're seeing an upsurge of communal energy, and I'm grateful for that.
Ruth, and then I think Ruth, you'll be the last person. You have to unmute yourself. We can't hear you, Ruth. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Yes, yes.
Bye-bye, Ann. Good
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say I'm grateful for being able to teach at this time because, well, I've always felt that being in a classroom took me out of myself completely. And the students, I hope too, well, probably not, but it still does that. So when I'm in my Zoom class, I get away for that 2 hours, and the students have really risen to the occasion here at Wesleyan, even though they're on these different platforms that we're using. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that. It's really fun to be with them. Even though we're all going through something horrible, obviously.
Well, thank you everyone for all the sharing. We'll turn back now. We're in a bit of a time crunch, so we will just instead of singing both Yismahu and Sim Shalom, we'll just sing Sim Shalom, which is found on.
Wait, can we do a Mishaberach for the
Oh,
sick?
right, Mishaberach. I forgot. I apologize. Thank you so much for reminding me. All right. Yes. Okay. We're gonna do Mishaberach. Since oh no, boy. Since we don't have the Torah scroll, we were going to do the Debbie Friedman version, which is, we'll find it in just a moment. It's on page 173. If you
I mean, this was going to be the backbone of your business, and last week. So
someone has something going on there, which would be better going on.
Were you going to sell it to shops? How are you going to keep those?
Well, okay. It was Irv. All right. Does everyone can everyone see? It's on page 173. And if you don't have the prayer book, it should be on your screen. If you have a screen.
Can I sing that?
Sure, Norman. Great.
Oh, great.
That'd be great.
Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu. Mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Yasher koach.
I used to when I spent 6 years as cantor at Shir Tikva in Wayland, and that was a big feature of the service.
Yes, I can imagine.
They loved it.
So I'm just going to point out just very briefly before we move on that we have on that same very same page we have Birkat HaGomel, which is the blessing that we say after an aliyah when we've survived something. So I think God willing, we will in the next month or so be able to say Birkat HaGomel sort of collectively when this, God willing, has passed us by. All right, so we will turn now to we're going to turn the page. I need to find it. I apologize. I'm going to turn to page. It is on page 191 for Sim Shalom. Shalom, Om Tova, Uvaracha, Chen Vachesed, V'Rachamim, Aleinu v'al Kol Yisrael, v'al Kol Yisrael, Amecha, Barecheinu Avinu, Kulanu Ke'echad, Kulanu Ke'echad, V'yor Panecha, Barecheinu Avinu, Kulanu Ke'echad, Kulanu Ke'echad, V'yor Panecha, Kiva Or Panecha, Natata Lanu, Adonai Eloheinu, Torat Chaim, V'yahavat Chesed Utzedakah, Uveracha, V'rachamim V'chaim, V'shalom, V'tov B'necha, Levarech et Amecha, Levarech et Amecha Yisrael, V'chol עת ובכל שעה, בכל עת ובכל שעה, בשלומך. יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה יאללה לה לה, יאללה לה יאללה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה יאללה לה. Yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la. All right, so we'll turn to the Aleinu on page 205. Please rise if you are able. Aleinu l'shabach l'adon hakol, l'ateit kudula v'tzeh bereshit, shelo asanu gogayei avatzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי מלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגולי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד Emet Malkeinu Efisulato Kakatu B'Torato V'yadata hayom v'yashivota Elivavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim B'shamayim Mimal V'ya'aretz mitachat Enod. Page 206. תמלוך עליהם מהר לעולם ועד כי המלכות שלך היא ולמעט תמלוך בכבוד ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יחיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. So I'd ask everyone to go off of mute as you are able, so to make sure we have responses for Kaddish. Is anyone saying Kaddish yard site or for a loss?
I'm going to say Kaddish for my sister-in-law's uncle who died Thursday of COVID-19.
Oh, I'm saying I'm in mourning for a friend who I lost last night to the virus in New York City. So
sorry.
Oh, all right. So does anyone else need to say Kaddish today? Okay. So if you're able to go off of mute, please do so that you can so that you can respond to Amen and with the doxology, the Hey Shmei. All right. Shemei Rabbah.
Yomah, Yivarach, Yirtei, Yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon, V'yamechon, V'chayeh, V'chol Kol Yisrael, Hagula, Yitru, Amen.
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 Yehesh,
Shemei Rabbah Mevarach, V'chamo Lamel Maya.
Yitbarach, 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 Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitallah, Shemei Yitzudashah,
Richu.
Brichu.
Elo, Minkol, Birchata, V'shivata, Tushbachata, V'nechamata, Namiran, V'yamar, V'yeru, Amen.
Amen.
V'eish,
Amen.
V'chaya, V'chayim, Amen, V'yakol Yisrael, Amen.
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 Aseh Shalom B'mamav, Priya Aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael, V'yakol
Amen.
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 Shalom Aleinu,
Shalom B'mamav,
Jim, can we make any announcements?
Absolutely.
So I just have one announcement. If you guys are on the Hillel communications list, there was a lecture last week with Michael Sandel from the law school and Shai Held, the rabbi who lives in New York. And it was just—
It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I saw a number of you on. And this Sunday, there's a concert and poetry. And Monday evening, Noah Feldman is doing a talk on, I think, Passover through the ages. It's on Zoom, so I believe you have to register just because they may have a limit of 1,000. There were over 900 people. I don't think Hillel's ever gotten anything like that for a program. So there's something to this digital connection, and it was really excellent. So I recommend, if you want to feel connected and engaged, go ahead, register, and participate. Thank you.
Yeah, the Sunday
Mark?
night program's at 6 p.m.
I'd like to ask a couple of questions. Mark, first of all, is the Sandel Shai Held thing repeatable? Is it on YouTube? Or
Yes, it's taped. You can go on the Hillel website and listen to it. You'll love it, Norman.
on the Hillel website? Okay, yeah. Shai used to be with us. He was.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, all right. He
He was
also
great.
Yeah, he's lovely. And the other. Okay, so and the Noah Feldman thing is also on the Hillel website. You just have to go to the Hillel website.
That hasn't happened yet.
Wait, there's two. It hasn't happened.
No, I know that's Monday night, but okay.
If you want to afterwards, it's archived, so you can listen to it on your own time.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Wonderful. Thank you.
It's also possible that you may be able to watch it without registering on the Hillel Facebook page.
Yeah.
That was the case
I
for
don't do
the
Facebook,
Sandel and Shai Held event.
You don't
Yeah,
need to do
good.
Facebook. You don't need to do Facebook to watch it on the Facebook page. You just go to their Facebook page. You don't need to register for Facebook. It's just there.
I do want to say, in terms of these numbers that you're mentioning, Mark, we used to have about 1,500 people in Sanders Theater and Memorial Hall for Kol Nidre.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yeah. I wanted to, first of all, just mention that our 1 Million One book is coming back to life and meeting virtually on April 19th at 7:30 through Zoom. And the author, Thomas Wolfe, of the
Are
book,
we gonna have our services that evening though, Jim?
Sunday night, the 19th, presumably we won't.
I think we are.
Let's be in contact about that date because Susan has a yard site that
I have a
evening.
yard site that night for
So
Gail.
I think we were planning on having a Torah study that evening, but maybe we'll do 1 Million One book instead, and we'll ask we'll preface it with a Mari. So let's the three of us, or the four of us rather, be in contact with one another about that date.
But if you're interested, this book, The Nightingale Sonata, is a really interesting and entertaining historical and personal story of 3 generations of Russian American Jewish musicians. So I recommend the book.
I wanted to share that we've been watching the Folkspina on Facebook. You can go to Facebook, watch it anytime, and they have live performances, and they've just been wonderful. The music is great. They performers appear in their living rooms, and they really lift your spirits. So you go to Folkspina on Facebook and just click on the one you want to watch. You can watch it anytime, or you can catch the schedule and watch it live.
Their next presentation on Monday is Yiddish sketch comedy with English subtitles entitled Quarantine Schmarantine. Folksbiene.
You know, the word quarantine comes from Italian quaranta, from a plague then, but it's the reason for it, it means 40. And it's like, you know, the 40 days of the flood, the 40 years of the wilderness. It's basically comes out of, you know, a biblical numerology.
Great. All right. So any other, and I had an announcement, but I can't remember what it was now. We've had some, right. Pesach is coming. So my responsibility as the rabbi of this minyan is now to offer you a 2-hour disquisition on how to practice everything properly during Pesach. So we'll just take a short break and then everyone can come back and I'll talk at you for 2 hours.
For 2 hours, yeah.
If you're not interested in coming back, that's just fine, because we'll have Pesach services 10 o'clock on Thursday at 10 o'clock. Please do join us if you're available. We'll do a virtual Hallel, and it should be a lot of fun to be together on Pesach. All right, so go to Adon Olam is on page 211. Adon Olam, Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Bye. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Michael for
That's
Lane,
Bye, Ruth.
for
Night,
Shakti,
Ruth.
Norma for Pasuke de Zemra. Have a wonderful Shabbat afternoon, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Michael, thanks for the chanting.
You.
Thank you, Mark, for the Haftarah. I forgot.
That's all right. It's all good, buddy.
All right.
All
I'll see
right.
you soon.